Rodriguez. I'm also joined with Sammy, who is in Spain, but the S is silent. Welcome back to the Fair Weather Podcast. We're back, better than ever. A lot has gone on in our respective worlds over the last couple of weeks. If you're following along in the NBA, I'm sure you kind of know where we're at right now. If you're following along in soccer, I know there's a lot of shit going on there. Football. What else is going on? Pete Rose, he got reinstated back from the no ban list, and Shoeless Joe. So there's a lot of shit going on. Canelo's going to be fighting Bud Crawford at the end of the year, which is amazing. So there's a lot of shit going on. But I believe right now I'm going to give the floor to A-Rod. I feel like he's probably in the best mood out of the three of us. So I just kind of want to let you have the floor right now. Let me know what's going on in your world, whether it's crazy, wacky, funny, or you just kind of feel like talking your shit real quick. Go ahead.
I ain't got no shit to talk, man. I'm not that guy. I'm the kind of person that I talk the shit, and then the shit hits the fan immediately. So I know this game. I'm a humble person. Job's not done. That's all I got to say, man. But I'm happy with it. I wish as much scrutiny and shit I give Jayson Tatum all the time, I wish him a speedy recovery because the man was lights out minus that 1 3-point shot he decided to take at the line. But dude was lights out. I wish him a speedy recovery. Job's not done.
Anything crazy, wacky, or funny going on in your world that you want to speak on?
Crazy, wacky, funny. I'm gonna go with longtime Ray. Evan Longoria is retiring, and he's signing. Good friend of mine too, signing a 1-day contract to call it quits with the Rays and retire. Also, Ducky shut down today, so it only makes sense that it all happened.
Ducky shut down.
Ducky's is officially closed today. Yep.
He came back to close shop and end his career.
He said, I got to go take care of some stuff in Florida. I'll be back in Cali, though. Don't worry.
Does that mean Ducky's at the airport's going to be closed, too?
I think Ducky's at the airport is still open.
Okay.
But I fly Frontier mostly, so.
It was starting to become a failed – I mean, remember when it kicked off, it was popping all the time.
Crazy. I am one of the only people to do the Duckies trifecta when the trifecta was a thing. I did the one in Tampa. I went to the one at the Rays game to watch a game, and then I caught a flight, and I hit all three in one day. The trifecta.
Damn.
One of the few.
You want a cookie?
My friend told me to do it. He said, you got to hit the trifecta today. I was like, fuck, all right. They bought me the ticket. They bought me the ticket to the Rays game. So I did it.
That's not bad. That's very interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. But that's cool. Okay. Sammy, I know you're in Spain, but I know you got some shit going on. What's some crazy, wacky, funny stuff going on for you?
I think I don't know if there's any fight fans here, but unfortunately, I mean, it's more funny than anything, but I'm a big fan. But Bilal Muhammad, just this past weekend, he is known as Remember the Name because a lot of people don't remember his name because his fights are boring, this and that. But he had a welterweight defense this past weekend and unfortunately lost it. So now the big joke is Bilal forgot the name Muhammad because he's one of the shortest time spans for somebody to hold the welterweight belt in UFC history. However, the welterweight is notorious to be one of the toughest weight classes in UFC. So, still big ups to him. Palestine proud. He made Palestine proud, made a lot of Muslims, a lot of Arabs very, very proud that he held the belt for at least a year. So he didn't get his title defense, but I think most of us, in the diaspora, Arabs, Muslims are all proud of him no matter what. So, but I thought it was funny because there's a lot of trolling going on about him.
Muhammad.
Sometimes you got to remember the name. Sometimes you forget it. It is what it is. But okay, cool. And for me, you know what? This is really interesting because the whole thing that was going on with Shannon Sharp and his his young woman, 20-year-old, whatever she was.
Holy Diddy.
There was a whole thing, right? And Diddy's in court right now, and the shit that's coming out is God. But that's another story. And that's one thing. But the Bill Belichick shit that's coming out with him and his shorty, this has become like a circus, bro. This has become like we know Bill Belichick to be like, private, just very don't give shit to the media. Just coach. I'm Coach Belichick. This is getting weird. Like Sammy, you're a little closer to the situation because that was your Hall of Fame greatest coach ever kind of type of deal. But I don't know. For me, just seeing it from my perspective, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it because like the chick, what's her name? I don't want to. I forgot her name. I feel bad. It's like Jordan something or whatever. But she's just. I don't know what her angle is. Like one day she's the secretary. She don't want to talk about how they met. She got millions of dollars of houses, but it's love, right? It's love,
all this right here, brother.
Listen, I don't know. I mean, I see Bill Belichick on a Ring camera walk out her crib shirtless. Like I'm just like, dog, she turning him out.
Bill's playing the stupid games right now.
But now it's affecting his coaching at UNC. A lot of reports and shit coming out. Like he might not even coach a game. Like I don't know. Like Sammy, just because you're a little closer to the situation, just based on who he is. I mean, do you have any perspective on all of this? Because it's kind of crazy to me.
That's your man. That's your boy.
He was your man.
That's what that felt like, Kay. That's what that felt like.
Oh, hey, that's your boy, dog. That's your boy, dog. So can you please?
To be honest, I have no words since he left and cut ties, since all the dirt that he did to the franchise after the fact, talking all that smack. Regardless of how Gerard Mayo did, you didn't have to do him like that. Right. So since that, it showed me his true colors as a person. And obviously the stuff that came out later on about him and Tom Brady and, Robert Kraft and all that stuff. So
yeah,
I have no words as to what he's doing. I know that what she's after a bag. She's been doing this. She's the reason why he was in the Dunkin' Donuts commercial. She's been trying to do a lot of this media stuff for him to get him like more media engagement, but also for herself as well. So it's all a mess, to be honest. But I don't know enough about the situation because again, I've disconnected from that guy.
From that guy, you don't even get a name no more. All right, man. This is where we're at. All right, let's jump into it now. Obviously, there's the playoffs going on, but for right now, I would like to, before we get to the NBA playoffs, I would like to talk about the National Basketball Association and Adam Silver's league, because we had a draft lottery last night, and as a Sixers fan, you know how I am. I'm a fair weather fan. You know what I mean? I haven't claimed the Sixers all year, but I hate Daryl Morey, so like I'm ready to jump off of this shit anyway. Pause. But last night, I was like, you know what? Because I've been saying leading up to the draft lottery, if the Sixers get the number one pick, I'm back. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm back fully in the building again. And A-Rod, you went through this too a little bit with Dolan and everything. Like I know shit got a little rocky, and you was ready to just abandon shit, right? That's where I'm at right now. But
for my life.
Right last night, when I saw what Adam Silver has been doing since Patrick Ewing, all the way to LeBron in Cleveland.
That wasn't Adam Silver with
I mean, well, the NBA, David Stern, but like from that Patrick Ewing situation with David Stern, and for the legend, I mean, let's paint this picture real quick, okay? And it was crazy because the Knicks were involved, right? The Lakers beat the dog shit out of the Knicks on a Saturday night. And then 2 hours later, oh shit, Anthony Davis got traded for Luka Doncic. Crazy, right? Nobody saw that shit coming. And Nico has just been getting berated for the last few months. Understandably so. But the whole time, he just seems to be too calm about the situation. I'm like, do you not realize what you just did? And for whatever reason, I'm like, he's got to know some shit. I just didn't know it would be like this. I mean, they made it to the play-in game. You thought they almost made it to the playoffs. Like they're this close to being a playoff team and not having the number one pick, but they lose Luka, and now they get Cooper Flag. And they had a 1.8% chance to get that pick. Somehow, San Antonio, Wemby gets hurt in the middle, gets blood clots, right? I understand. That's not easy to deal with. That's not fun. But, I see Dame come back quicker than he should have. And he got, the Achilles aside, was it Achilles for him? Like, Achilles aside, he still came back. I thought it was convenient that the Spurs were starting to tank a little bit. And look at who gets the number 1 and number 2 pick. And meanwhile, the Sixers got to sit there at 3. We actually sucked this year. And it's just, I don't know. I'm throwing a little pity party.
Look at the Hornets. The Hornets are like, what do we got to do over here?
Utah, the Hornets, the Wizards. Like, there are some bad NBA basketball teams out there. And for me, for a team that made such a stupid trade in February to get rewarded with Cooper Flag, I don't know. Something just seems off. We've seen this before. New Orleans, they trade away Chris Paul. Here comes Anthony Davis. We see what was it? Zion. They trade away Anthony Davis. Here comes Zion. It's like we've seen some shit.
Same thing. Yeah,
we've seen this shit happen. It's like, come on now. Like, and LeBron, he was on McAfee show a couple months ago. He was like, I mean, it's kind of convenient that I ended up in Cleveland. I'm like, yeah, it is pretty convenient that of all teams for you to end up on, local kid, hometown hero. So I don't know. Is the NBA rigged, or am I just an angry Sixers fan? Because I don't know. Hey, right, you as a Knicks fan, y'all been involved in some shit. So come on, is the NBA rigged, or am I tripping?
I plead the fifth.
Come on now.
Fuck them picks. Fuck them picks. No, man, looking at shit like that, it's like it's either we can paint a perfect picture or a storybook for all this. Like even Wemby's draft, it's like big guy, Greg Popovich, started all over again. Started with the foundation. So you look at that, and you just go down the drafts and you're like, this doesn't make. Some of them do, but when it's in favor to a certain team, it's just like out of the blue wild to think that, wow, it landed to them. Like, we don't think that the Dallas Mavericks are going to get the first pick this year. But we're sitting there making so much fun of Nico Harrison all year for making this happen. And Adam Silver's just like, I'm going to throw you one here.
Wait.
I'm going to throw you one here. But when you have the bat mitzvah, make sure you invite me to it. Make sure you invite me to it, name the kid after me, and let me break the glass. Something like that, man. I don't know what it is, but I watched a lot of my friends. A lot of my friends this year were really in tune to the draft. And I have friends that are Nets fans who are like, we got this in the bag, and they suck.
They was trash too.
Mm-hmm. I saw people like hosting drafts for Utah. Like, this is going to be good. The Great White Hope coming to Utah. We'll make them a Mormon. And it goes to Dallas. I don't know what to tell you, man. I think I don't want to say it is, but call a spade over here.
Is this going to make – Sammy, do you think this is going to make Nico look like he's good at what he does all of a sudden? Because now it's like, oh, he knew all along. But, like, realistically, it's like, you lucky bitch. like, I don't know. What you think about this?
Homie dodged another one, man. This is like the month for Nico Harrison. He gets scrutinized for 2-3 straight months. The Lakers look genius. Then the Lakers get flopped out, and he looks great. And then all the stuff comes out, and you see, Luka Doncic just tired in a playoff series, right? Just not fit, not playing defense, getting smoked. So he looks great. And then they go and they get the freaking first pick. Like, you cannot make this shit up, man.
And the reporter, he was like, you think you should lose your job for this? I'd be like, if I'm Nico, I'm walking in there, big dick, carrying in, what is it, like Stan from fucking...
How about my Sam Cassell shit? Like, yeah, bitch, fire me now.
I think
keep my job hard.
What's annoying and frustrating to me is, I think something has... They'll never change it because there's this case that they have, we want to keep it competitive and all this stuff and things like that.
Yeah.
But to prevent tanking, right? But look at the best leagues. Like, tanking happens and teams come back. And to be honest, by doing this, you're not making any other teams that much better, right?
Yeah.
Like, how many teams have really turned themselves around to a point, like, massively, right? Comparable to other leagues? I don't think so. I think maybe it's one or two that will turn things around, this and that. and not continuously tank, and they want to keep the competitive spirit among the lower income teams, right? The small market teams. But you see things like this, yeah. You see things like this, and you're just like, that kind of defeats the purpose, right? Like it kind of defeats the purpose of this entire thing. So not only, yes, okay, you look at the Sixers. They had injuries. They had a lot of tumultuous season or whatever, and they stunk, right? They weren't necessarily tanking on purpose, but they just actually sucked, right? And then you look at some of the other teams who genuinely actually stink. Like their rosters are bad. They tried to turn over their rosters. And then you have this fucking guy, excuse my language, who makes probably the worst trade of all time. And how's he rewarded? Like they should have like deducted points from your ability to get a pick for that. Like you should have been punished to the 10th degree, to be honest. It's crazy to me, man. It's crazy.
And it's like, I'm just, again, and maybe I'm just being salty and that's cool, but it's like, come on, like, it's like, we talk about competitive, right? Like we want the leagues to be competitive, right? That's what they do the play-in for, and that's what they got these. And they tried all these things to be competitive, and like you look at the NFL. No, sorry, A-Rod, but like everybody has made the playoffs recently except for the Jets. The Jets are the only team that haven't been rewarded
exactly
for their ineptitude.
That's a sports enterprise that everybody should want to emulate. So why are you changing things up?
The problem with the NBA, in my opinion, is they want to milk money out of every little thing. We want to milk it out of All-Star Game. We want to milk it out of draft night. Like look at even the hats. They have like all these special hats and every little thing that they do. I mean, I guess the NFL does it too, but it's different on draft night for the NFL. It's like you get your boys together. There's night one and that's it. If you're a super Uber fan, then you stay there for 2 and 3. But other than that.
I mean, just think about it, though. Like, the pool that now the NBA is pulling from, right, is a pool that the NFL can't really pull from as much. I mean, they still kind of are, but the NBA is pulling from Europe. They're pulling from Asia. Yeah. They have this money that they're pulling from. So what is this competitive spirit, this, we have to keep all the franchises equal, this and that? It's like, it's never going to be that way. Everybody wants to see the top 4 teams. The top 4 teams always end up the same anyway. So it's all... Oh, what's your word? It's smoke and mirrors, right? Like that's what this lottery is. It's all smoke and mirrors. And like you look at a situation, I know we're going to talk about it in a second, but like you look at the situation with the Celtics. Like, what do you do now? You're clearly going to be very bad next year, right? You have to blow up. You have to blow up. Bad. Hold on, we'll talk about it. But I'm just theoretically, in this sense, you're most likely going to be bad, and then the amount of money that you're spending on players that you were originally having to compete, you don't need them anymore. So you're going to get rid of them. More than likely, right, to get below the cap because Tatum's not going to be playing. Then what do you do, right? You're not likely to get a top 5 pick, top 4 pick if you're a bad team if you're a bad team. So again, I'm not saying I want it, but it just, there's all these question marks now, and now you question why teams do some of the things that they actually do, and they try to boost up their roster in certain ways because they know there's no guarantee in the fucking lottery. If you stay,
unless you and the commissioner are like, let's talk. Because think about it.
Think about all you're OKC and you just get everybody's picks.
Think about all the dynasties. Think about all the dynasties, right? Let's go into the 80s. The Lakers. They just kept getting number 1 picks and James Worthy and Magic Johnson, all this shit. They just kept getting good players. Like, what the hell? Boston, y'all got Len Bias, God rest his soul, in the middle of Larry Bird's dynasty, like his MVP shit, right?
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
If he would have survived, that the cocaine, or was it cocaine or crack, whatever it was. If he would have survived, we looking at the Chicago Bulls in the 90s very differently. You know what I mean? Because Len Bias would be carrying that load. Like, look at Tim Duncan. The Spurs were good. And then they had one hurt ear, and then they get Tim Duncan. It's like, this is how this shit is. This is how, like, Golden State, the year that they drafted Wiseman, had they made a better draft selection at that point, they're still the dynastic team they were from 14 all the way, till KD left. Like, that's how these dynasties are built. People get hurt, so that's why I look at the Jayson Tatum situation. I'm like, we'll see what you guys do next year. But like, the Mavericks just made it to the NBA Finals.
Seriously,
they had a weird year.
I think I'm more mad at the Mavericks organization than I am Jaylen Brown now, man. Like, the guy had the greatest year, but I think the whole franchise now is having they're going to get a casino. They got a player. They try to crucify the GM. The GM's like Jesus, I'm back in this bitch, and they get the
Here
number.
you go. Here's Cooper Flag. Are you kidding? Oh my god! And it's like this is just how it is in the NBA.
The only way it can be bad is if Cooper Flag is a complete bust, man. If he's a bust, then hang him.
I've watched this kid play. Like this is the most Duke basketball I've watched all year. I mean, in my life, because I'm a Tar Heel fan when it comes to basketball. But I watched that kid play. That kid is good, bro. Like he would have fit because we need somebody like him. Plug and play. He's literally a plug. He may not have a role on your team yet, but you can literally just draft him, plug it, and figure it out.
He's gonna have a role. He's gonna be okay.
No matter what,
we just know he's not playing power forward, and Anthony Davis isn't playing the center. So,
and Anthony Davis cries all year. I want a center. They give him Gafford and Lively, and now he got Cooper Flag and Kyrie.
Like this is my center. I'm taller than him.
They got everything going. Oh, I hate Dallas so much right now. You know what? Because I'm on the outs with the Sixers, you know what? Fuck, I might just go to Dallas. No, I can't be with Nico I can't go with Nico. But all right, let's move on. But y'all don't even have to worry about the lottery. Y'all teams in the playoffs. This shit means something to me. And
you got a top 3 pick though, man. You got a top 3 pick.
Right.
That's good.
Sammy, what do you think about Ace Bailey? Because that's the only player that I'm like, okay, maybe. Have you watched any Ace Bailey play this year at all?
Who?
Ace Bailey from Rutgers.
Who?
Ace Bailey.
Bears. I'm just kidding. Nah, he's good. There's 2 kids from Rutgers going in the draft in the first.
Yeah, we're not gonna draft the point guard. We got guards.
You got guards for days.
Harper.
They got to get like a small forward or something like that. They got to get Paul George the fuck on up out of there. And if TikTok boy comes back healthy, like he's a scary one, man.
Yeah, I like him. I like him.
I've become a big Jared McCain fan, so
he was supposed to give us some Duke luck last night. Him, Elton Brand was there. I was like, we got some Dukies in the building, but fuck. Oh, I hate Daryl Morey. I feel like Daryl Morey was the curse. That's why we didn't.
Yeah, man. I'm finally in agreement with you. Daryl Morey sucks. He's really bad.
I can't wait. He's gonna lose his job at some point. I hope he doesn't have like no naked pictures of like somebody higher up, because he's gonna be there forever if that's the case. Because we've seen this happen more than once. Like, how does the dude still have a job? So, all right, let's get to the NBA playoffs. We're gonna quickly talk about a series that just wrapped up 5 minutes ago. The Indiana Pacers are back to back conference finals appearances. Who would have thought? Cleveland, I said it all year long. I don't believe. I know they were a little hurt. Sammy, I said I don't believe. Ain't nobody scared of Cleveland. I agreed with you, Sammy. I agreed with you.
What did I say all year? I never said
I thought it was Boston should just walk away with. I didn't know Cleveland would get thrashed.
Stop the cap.
Did I ever say Cleveland was the best team in the East?
Stop the cap. I'm going to roll back the tape on you. I'm going to show.
Find it.
If you're the Boston Celtics, are you afraid of the Cleveland Cavaliers? And the only team that I said that I was afraid of was the New York fucking Knicks.
But I had to ask, though. Should I not have asked the number
No,
one
because
team?
then you kept on with your, but they're good.
He's doing it again.
Oh, exactly.
That's a trap.
Look at that. You gotta play the game. I had to play both sides. But when it came down to it, I said, OKC and Cleveland.
Then you were like, but Donovan Mitchell is this, and Darius Garland is this.
All right. They're out. Okay? They're out of the playoffs. All those wins just to be the 2014 Atlanta Hawks all over again.
They ain't out yet, are they?
Oh, it's over.
It's done?
The game just ended. It's 4-1.
Oh, shit. I didn't know.
It's a wrap.
Sucks to suck.
So, A-Rod, is this more about Cleveland or more about Indiana?
Man, I don't know how to gear Indiana because I wasn't afraid of Cleveland either. I said Cleveland ain't shit. because you tried to do that shit with me. You said, "Oh well." The only team I told you I was afraid of was Boston. I know Boston was gonna, and I even said Indiana too scares me because it's carrying over from last year. Indiana scares me, and that's what we have to play. If we get past the Celtics, we got to play Indiana. So Cleveland, great team. I think in my personal opinion, I thought they were fine, but making the trades to get some of the players that they got kind of changed the lay of the land. How are we going to use Karis LeVert? How are we going to use this other guy that we got? I forgot they made like a few
They
trades.
got rid of Karis LeVert. They
Or
brought
they
in
got some
Hunter. They
Hunter.
brought in
That's
Hunter.
correct. Hunter
Yeah.
Hunter went from being a number 2 to being like guy off the bench or hey, you're just here for the weekend type thing. And then injuries with it as well. Their injuries was pretty bad. 3 of your starters go out, and you gotta get the guys on the bench to like, oh shit, we start now. Fuck me. I didn't. My job is to shoot threes and pass. So I think that is where we draw the line in the sand with Cleveland, but with Indiana, man, talk about playing possum 2 years in a row. I don't see this coming from them because we sit here and we say Halliburton's the most overrated player, and the NBA says he's the most overrated player, and he's XYZ, and dude just makes game winning shots, has his daddy out there, saying you ain't shit. I I'm scared of Indiana. I hate saying that, but I am scared of Indiana. And I keep telling you, they have players on their team deep in that bench that are good. That
I
if they
told
go
you,
to another
remember
team,
before the first round, I said Mathurin and Nebhart.
I've been
I
saying
said
that about.
that's the key.
I've been saying that about that kid, man. He's something. If you're averaging 13 points a game as a rookie and coming off the bench, and you're not given the green light to start, I don't get that. Trade him and get something. But you also got Siakam hampering him, so I'm very impressed with the Indiana Pacers. Go ahead, someone else. I'll keep talking.
Who was it? Was it more about Indiana or more about Cleveland?
I just gave you a case for both, man.
I need
Like,
one. Is it more about Cleveland or more about Indiana?
It's personal with Indiana now, so it's very personal with Indiana. So I'm
not walking through those doors.
I'm more impressed with Indiana's playing possum 2 years in a row.
Okay.
I was never afraid of Cleveland.
All right, Sammy.
When does Donovan Mitchell want to leave now? So
Sammy, Indiana has made it to the conference finals 2 years in a row, right? But both years in a row, there has been injuries to the other team that has allowed them to get to this point. However, they're here. So more about Cleveland, more about Indiana.
I mean, to be honest, I think it's still more about Cleveland. Like, I still think Cleveland is a team with the pedigree, like you tried to bait me with. They should have won this series, right? Or at least gone competitive, go to 6 or 7, prove that you belong in it. Regardless, you have some injuries, right? So you had Evan Mobley missed a game. Darius Garland missed 2 games. But Darius Garland, even when he played, was an absolute no-show in the games that he did show up in. Donovan Mitchell, we know what he can do. And we talked about this on that podcast, and you tried to bait me as well. This is what he does. He drops 40, but you're losing by 30.
But nobody else does anything.
But nobody else does anything. And that's the really unfortunate part. I mean, a lot of credit to Indiana. You look at their team, and yes, you can. These are good players, right? These aren't great players, but these are good players that is on the Pacers, right?
Yeah.
So, like I'm mentioning, I think it's more about. I mean, all credit to the Pacers, right? They're all hustle. I think when we get to it, it's going to be a great Eastern Conference Finals. Honestly, it's going to be if you want to see 2 teams that have heart, 2 teams that grind, it's going to be awesome. These might be some low-scoring Eastern Conference Finals.
It's the '90s all over again. We're not done with the '90s.
I love it, and that's kind of the point that I was trying to get to.
Yep.
This is what happens to Cleveland. You stifle them, and they get frustrated. And then yes, Donovan Mitchell's going to have 40, but that's because he bled the clock by 22 seconds before he shot a 3 on his left leg. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's really what it boils down to. They don't have the defensive presence that some of these other teams do in the playoffs. And as we have seen in all of these, and this is what I'm really excited about, is even, you look at the landscape of the NBA and the playoffs in these final 8, right? It's been great, man. It's been very good, and it really shows that it's the defensive teams that are winning these games. The teams that want it more are winning these games. It's not just about, do you have the best player? Can you score the most points? No. Are you showing up every night? Are you putting your body on the line?
Now, And just to answer the question from my perspective, Indiana, they impressed the hell out of me. Like for a team that doesn't get the kind of like press and obviously that other teams are going to get, especially being in the East and you're not named Boston or Miami or New York. You're like, if you don't have a superstar LeBron or you're not one of those markets, like we don't like Indiana's always been like that, right?
They're
They've
basketball
always.
state city.
That's the crazy thing about it. Indiana is a basketball state. And for whatever reason, they just get overlooked as a basketball franchise for the last however many since the ABA. Like they just the Pacers. Like, bro, they play basketball in Indiana. Like they love this shit. That's why when you watch their home games, it's like, oh shit, like the fans, they really about this life for real. Like, and think about all the college teams that are good. Purdue, they're good. Like, what's that? Indiana, they're good. Like,
Hoosiers have pedigree. I mean, they haven't been good recently, but they have pedigree. Yeah.
but like, think about it, like they, and that's the thing. The Pacers to me are like the fan base reminds me of like a college kind of feel to it, and they're grown folks, but they love basketball. And it kind of gives me like an OKC type of like vibe to it a little
and
bit.
they all white.
And
no lips. No lips.
It's straight Hoosiers over here. It's listen. Larry Bird is a hick from French Lick. He defines Indiana basketball to me. Like you want Indiana basketball, it's Larry Bird. They come out. They're like we say, we got out the mud, right? Yeah, their mud is different, but it's still the mud. They get it out the mud too. More
Not that it matters, but this is funny. Ready? 76.1% of Indiana is white. 9.1% is black. That's
Gary, Indiana.
It's probably the basketball team.
No, think about it. Gary, Indiana is all. That's where all black folks is at. I went to Fort Wayne, Indiana last year for a wedding. Man, I count on my hand, bro. I count on my hand, and it's crazy because like the guy who got married, he said like he grew up in that neighborhood. He's like I was literally he was mixed, kind of He's like I'm the only black kid in my school. I'm like that's wild to me. Like I lived in Detroit, I lived in Brooklyn, even Orlando, Kissimmee. Like everywhere I went, I never felt alone. Like to be the only like one of like 10-year school, I can't imagine that. But anyway, but I think Indiana, they really showed me a lot. 2 years, like when you do it 1 year, it's like all right, whatever. But like when you get back to the conference finals again, and remember when they played Boston last year, like even though it was a sweep, right? Boston still said like like they gave us. I mean, and you watch the games, they gave Boston everything they can handle. They just weren't as talented. This team believes, like they really believe we can do this shit. And I think Tyrese getting that label, that most overrated thing, I think that really fuels him. I think that fuels everybody on the roster. And let's be honest, Rick Carlisle, like it's not like he hasn't done this before. Like I've been there, done that, coach. Like don't put smut on my name. I know what the hell I'm doing. Yeah,
Plus, I think there's another part of it where they didn't peak this year, right? So they didn't have that play-in tournament as like their trophy, you know what I mean? So they didn't peak too early.
Yeah.
And we were waiting for some Halliburton madness, right? And then in the playoffs, now we're seeing it, right? We're seeing it on both ends of the floor.
Yeah.
That we saw last year, which was technically mid-season, right? Versus this year, we're seeing it now in the playoffs. So they have that going for them as well.
I agree.
Who won the play-in tournament this year?
Another money grab by Adam Silver because nobody cares.
We got him.
Nobody cares. I only know LeBron won it last year because it was LeBron.
Yeah, it was the first year.
I have no idea. That's a very good question. Milwaukee. It was Milwaukee. That's when they peaked.
Another team out the playoffs.
Milwaukee took that shit personally, and they peaked early this year. All right, now we'll keep it in the East. We got to go here because Sammy, you seem to already assume, and A-Rod, you seem to also already assume we're going to be looking at a
mid-season tournament. Sorry, not playing, but mid-season.
But yeah, the mid-season.
Sorry.
But the two of you seem to already assume we're gonna get some '90s rivalry shit, Indiana, New York. Sammy, I'm gonna give you the floor because I'll let A-Rod get his moment. But
I
Sammy,
got no moment. Why do y'all want me
you
to
get
be
to have
like
a moment.
this? I'm a
Hold
humble
up.
man.
Well, no, wait. And I quote, and I quote, hold up, and I quote, I'm happy as pig in shit right now. I am happy as pig in shit right now. Alex
That wasn't me.
Rodriguez.
That wasn't me. That was somebody else.
So I'm gonna let you have your moment. If you guys are watching the video,
That wasn't me.
we got some Knicks tape over here. But anyway, that Bill Simmons, and then he posts this Bill Simmons shit. Like, come on, man. Anyway, I'm gonna let you have your moment, A-Rod. But Sammy,
He's already dead.
I know we're in Spain. I know we're in Spain. The S is silent. So I want you to just I want to hear where your brain is at right now because we were talking about a little bit before the show. Like literally, like I, as a basketball fan, watched how easily the Celtics just walked to the championship last year, right? And as a basketball fan, I'm like, damn, we might have a dynasty. Like we might go to state. We've been winning 1 year at a time. The Nuggets, the Lakers, the Bucks. We haven't had a dynasty in a while, right? I looked at that Celtics team. I'm like, yeah, we got one, right? And one snap of an Achilles, and it's like, holy shit! Like, where are we? So, Sammy, Jayson Tatum got his surgery on his Achilles, ruptured Achilles today. There's no timetable, but obviously we know that's probably next year is gone. I don't know what your contract situation is with the players that you guys have. I don't know none of that stuff, but the floor is yours. Where are you at right now with the Boston Celtics and how you guys have played up to this point and your chances to at least make this a series?
Oh, there's no chance. But the thing that I wanted to talk about first, and I'm not going to go too long, right? Because it's not this. Nobody cares about Boston, but this is a situation that I've talked about a lot, and if people watch and people have seen my rants, that this is exactly what Tom Thibodeau does best. He forces you to go to things and cause chaos, and that's exactly what happened. In every single one of those losses, he caused chaos. Yep. He caused confusion, and these guys still play like they're 22 years old. When you watch them play, and you guys know ball, right? You watch a lot of ball. When they're moving and they're slashing and they're driving and kicking, we're the most unbeatable team in the world on this planet. But God forbid somebody just feels the need to one-on-one somebody, and then everybody wants to do it. And then we fall into this trap and we chuck up threes with 15 seconds left on the shot clock. First three we get, we're chucking it up. We don't look for the extra pass and we just lose ourselves. And then boom, before we know it, Jalen Brunson has had 20 straight points and they're back in the game. So, I mean, that's the first thing, right? So, this is me, in my opinion, before the Tatum situation, right? So that was me thinking before he got hurt. I said, we're going to lose this game. We're probably going to lose this series because of this bullshit. Plain and simple. We were probably going to see one of the greatest head-to-heads, and that's what I'm probably sad about. A-Rod, I bet you are too. Like, that would have been an insane end of a game. The way Tatum was shooting, the way Brunson was going. They were going tit for tat, man, and that thing was going to come down really, really crazy. And no matter who would have won that game, it just would have been kudos and respect to both sides. But obviously, here we are. Jaylen Brown can't dribble the ball, tries to pass the ball off, and boom, goes the dynamite. Jayson Tatum's Achilles. Now, talking about the roster situation and the plans, I mean, you're looking at pretty much an entire roster that's expendable now because you don't want to keep paying Drew on a team that's probably not going to compete, right? That's maybe a play-in team. Right? You don't want to keep paying Porzingis.
Question. Sorry. What makes you think that's like we're talking about the Eastern Conference? We still got Jaylen Brown, Kristaps Porzingis, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard. You like we're still not. We're talking about the Eastern Conference.
So, you're talking about the same Kristaps Porzingis that has a weird ailment every other week. That guy that you're paying $30-something million for.
You bigged him up big time last year.
He got me a title. He got me a title. He got me a
title.
title. I will always. I will die on this hill always. I mean, some people, Vic, will always disagree with me about the Chris Sale. He got us a fucking ring. David Price got us a fucking ring. That's all that fucking matters at the end of the day. You got me a ring. That's cool. Porzingis, expendable. You don't want that type of money on your roster. You're right. You have to start shifting gears because now you're going to also look at Al Horford, who's going to be 2 years older when Tatum is probably coming back. That's another expendable roster piece.
He will probably retire.
Can you get something for Peyton Pritchard, or do you want to keep that on your roster for the future, even though you're waiting for Jayson Tatum to come back? I don't care what anybody says. I watched what I watched. Jaylen Brown is not a number one. He needs Jayson Tatum. He 100% needs Jayson Tatum more than Jayson Tatum needs him, in my opinion. And I think we're going to see it tomorrow. If we win one, we could probably take one. I can see that. And that's probably because Thibodeau, right? Thibodeau will probably rest his players for the first time in like 3 years. But it's just unfortunate. And again, I'm not looking for a pity party. I'm 100% frustrated at the way this team is because, like you said, you look at this team, player for player, they should not get into this much trouble against this New York Knicks team. And 100% is all the kudos to the Knicks. I've said it all year long. I said it in our on our head-to-head matchups. I said it in the way the Knicks play every single series. They just want it more. Yep. You have a team that wants it more, and you have another team that thinks they can jog to the finish line. Yep. And that's just not going to cut it. Especially with the way the NBA playoffs have been going. I thought after 1 or 2 games they would wake up. They fucking didn't. They almost let them come back in game 3. Or 4. Or no, game 3. They almost let them come back in game 3. It was crazy. I was like, look at this. Now it's down to 12. What the fuck are you doing?
No, dead ass. Dead ass.
You know what I'm saying?
I was watching. I was watching that game. I'm like, it's 20. You can't be comfortable. You can't be comfortable.
Are you learning? And you needed the thing is, and the frustrating part is, you needed Al Horford to step up in that game. Then, as a result, in the following game, he was too tired. Yeah. Right? He had no legs. So you needed Al Horford to step up in game 3 because your bitch asses want to play around and play one-on-one on these guys and take the same exact shot that you haven't hit all damn game. Jaylen Brown, what are you doing? Jayson Tatum was excellent yesterday, and it's unfortunate that he went down. But again, he started to fall into the same trap again.
He did. When he took that 3-point and looked at it and shot it and airballed it, I was like, oh my God.
Shot selection, bro. Listen, I don't want to. This is your time, Sammy. But I watch the Celtics, and it reminds me of every reason why I hate Daryl Morey, because it just felt so like you watch the Knicks. They play real basketball. Real basketball. Analytics is cool until it's not cool no more. And you're in the playoffs, you got to get a bucket. I don't care how you get it, you got to get a bucket. I saw the Rockets shoot 27 straight threes and miss 27 straight threes against Golden State. And I'm like, get to the cup and get fouled. Do something. Get a bucket. Then
and you look at how we're constructed and then how the Knicks are constructed, right? You look at a player like Mikal Bridges. Hasn't had the best series. Had a great game yesterday. But he does everything else. Points-wise, I'm talking about.
Oh, he had a great year. He started off slow, but...
On the season, or in the series. In the series, sorry.
Okay,
series. In this series, he's been mediocre. But he does all the other things. He does all the other things. Jaylen Brown, you should be doing all the other things. But what do? 5 fouls. That's not enough. Jayson Tatum, even in the games that he wasn't great, what else was he doing? He was getting blocks, boxing out. You saw him get rebounds over as much, not all the time, but he was trying to get over Mitchell. He was trying to get over Cat for rebounds. So you even saw Tatum do those things and nobody else. Even Derek White. It was the only players that showed up yesterday are Derek White and Jayson Tatum. Everybody else took a vacation
The
yesterday.
Olympians.
But
Crazy,
again,
bro.
it's not a pity party for me, but that's just my observance of the team. I'm not surprised. I'm actually not as upset as I normally would be because I knew this was going to happen. The Knicks have way more heart than we do. This is what happens when a team has no heart goes against a team that has heart. One of my favorite quotes, and I think it was Kevin Durant that said it, and I hate that he said it, but hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. And
Correct.
that's
That's a
exactly,
really good saying. I hate to hear
in my
that
And
too.
opinion,
now put that in my wall.
that is the definition of this series.
Yeah.
No disrespect to the Knicks, they're talented, but obviously, realistically, the Celtics are technically more talented
Well,
as a roster. They're
course.
just not working hard enough.
All right, A-Rod, let me give you this shit real quick. I'm gonna be. 'Cause I was talking to a few Knicks fans about this. Jalen Brunson is I don't even have the words to describe how much I love him as a player. It's like you look, and again, Nico Harrison, bro. Like y'all had this dude. I don't know if that was his call. I don't remember if it was him at that moment, but
No, it was Mark Cuban allowed him to walk because we gave a stupid contract to him. One that Knicks fans were like, because your dad is the assistant coach here, we're giving you the bag.
and you was one of the people that said that too.
No, I was confused about the numbers. I like the signing. I was just like, I think it's a little too much because I listened to my counterpart on the far end over there in the Boston hat talk the numbers game to me, and I'm like, yeah, that kind of seems a little too much. But they had to have done something right.
Underpaid.
Oh, underpaid for sure now. But then
remember, he got a contract extension. He took less. Jalen Brunson is everything that's right about about basketball. He's just,
and he has a good podcast, not like Paul George's show.
I don't even care about the podcast. I'm just talking.
I ain't gonna lie. I think I want it to be very clear, and I think this is when we were still four. Me and Kay were the only ones that really liked that. I
Like
think
what?
You and Vic were very hard on that acquisition.
No, I was not hard on the acquisition.
I'm gonna roll it back.
You made me look at the numbers. The numbers. I was not happy with the numbers of it because you were like, I think that's a little too much. But then again, you'll tell me that I eat the cookie, pause, and then you're like, oh, maybe it's not that bad. You do that number to me, so you KK me sometimes.
But anyway, real quick, Jalen Brunson, bro. I'm just, oh my god, I love that player.
At this point in my Knicks tension of being a fan, I was willing to pray for anything to stick for a point guard because we could not get it to stick. The last good point guard we had, and it sounds so funny to say it, is Raymond Felton. That's the last good point guard I got to see. Because then once
Jalen Brunson's not good. He's
great. He's great.
He's a first team all pro.
Bro.
He's a dog. He is when you talk about clutch in New York, to wear a Knicks jersey and do this shit on the road, at home, it don't matter.
Garden too. That's crazy.
It don't matter to him.
I'm starting
so jealous,
to I'm starting to come around on everything, and he's so humble. He's so humble, and I like. Here's the thing: is you both are
mad respect for him because he was so upset at his press conference yesterday.
He was
the Jayson Tatum thing. Like
he didn't want to answer no questions. Yeah,
he was genuinely upset.
And like you were saying earlier too, that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see a good series.
Yeah.
I wanted to see a good series with this. And if we got our teeth kicked in, which I was expecting, because Boston is the better team. While it would be a learning curve for these guys, and they come back next year, work harder, and take down the Giant. But hey, the cards have fallen in our favor. I'll tell you this, you guys. I know it's not basketball one year, but with your sports teams, we all have like a team that we know that we can, say it's gonna happen here. We expect this to happen. You have football, okay? You usually have basketball, Sammy. You had football for the longest.
Every sport, actually. Boston has every sport.
Yeah, you've seen it all. So, but regardless, what I'm saying is like with the Knicks, I get this fear when they're doing good that something is going to happen.
Yeah.
like something is going to happen, And what I keep preaching about Cat, I'm not taking anything away from his talent. He's very streaky. He's very streaky. There's games that he'll do 30, 12, and 7, and then he'll get 9, 11, and you're like, what the fuck is going on here, man?
I thought it was a 3.
Exactly. I thought it was a 3. Oh my God, Joe Mauer. Joe Mauer.
That's a foul.
Yeah. So
That's a foul.
we can sit here and he's like, that's literally our conversation in the chat is the Zesty King. Is here. You see the passes across the shoulder and shit.
Hey, but the bitches be hitting sometimes.
He do. But like Sammy says, what he fears, Cat falls into that trap with the Knicks a lot. And when he does it, I'm like, oh my God. But then he makes a 3. And you're like, how do you do it?
Yeah,
he does that one-on-one shit.
Oh my God. Like
he's done it a few times. He's done it a few times where he's at the top of the key and he just looks sloppy.
Yeah.
Like he does, like he wants to be a shooting guard. He does that and then he chucks it up and makes it. I'm like,
he dirt.
He thinks he's dirt. But this team, man, like Sammy said, he's watching his team, watching them play dumb basketball. Like that's not how the Celtics play. I'm sorry. I know that's his team, but I've watched them rape and pillage my team year after year after year after year and make us look small. For us to claw our way back in from 20 points twice and almost a third time, and then even losing, just play tough defense, let them take the stupid shot and convert on the other end, smart. All the time, smart. Even when they miss, I'm starting to get comfortable. I'm like, okay, we got this. If we can come back from 20 twice, this is the philosophy I have with this team. We are going to go down by 10. We are going to win by 10, though. Is how it's going to happen.
We're happening in Detroit too. Like y'all have not
correct.
Y'all have been like no matter what, it doesn't matter. It's like we're good. That's crazy to me. Like
they get out the mud, man. They get it out the mud.
That's what's crazy. Like, you guys are both talking about it, and Kay, you said it perfectly. Like, they're what's good about the NBA because even for me, I hate New York, but when I watched this team, I was tuning in during that Detroit series because I was like, I like the way these guys play. They grind. I hate Jalen Brunson's foul baiting, but everything else I'm fine with because they crawl, they fight, they, Josh Hart, man, golly, man. Not to make a pun, but that boy's got heart for real, like for real.
And I want to give Thibodeau a lot of credit because we give him shit all year about you playing players too many minutes, right? But when you got to dig deep in the fourth quarter of game 3 or game 4, I'm already used to playing 48 minutes a game anyway. So it's like to them, it's like we good. To all these other teams, we're so used to load management, doing this, resting in the fourth. It's harder for you to ramp it up. Like that's why Cleveland. You look at Cleveland; they were blowing teams out all year long, right? When shit got real, it's like we don't got enough energy to deal with these people in Indiana. They just all day long. Same thing with the Knicks. The Knicks, they don't get tired. They don't get tired. And at the end in the playoffs, in game 5, game 4, 2 minutes left, 1 minute left, you're up 20, down 20. When you have that kind of DNA, it's like you're always in the game. It doesn't matter. And you have to play like Brunson.
Let's the Brunson thing is great, but let's you were talking about it earlier, the Mikal Bridges things. We gave up a lot to get that guy. And I was telling you last year, if we can make this happen, I don't care what they get rid of to get him, they need to do it. And you're seeing why. I think, and I've been saying this since he was with the Suns, I'm like, this guy's got to leave. And I told you, Keke, I was like, he's going to be a star wherever he goes. And sure enough, that it was very short-lived in Brooklyn, and he knows his role here. He can be the third option. He can be third option, fourth option if they need him to be. Play good defense. Get in players' heads. He does a very good job of it. Fuck them picks, man. Fuck them. I don't care.
Bro,
these kids now, they all look alike.
Play like Jaylen Brown couldn't do shit, man. That was crazy.
And again, for me, I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I'm just jealous watching it because like I know where the Knicks were as a franchise 10 years ago. I know where the Sixers were trusting the process 10 years ago, right? And we go get all these fucking players that I'm like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. And then like meanwhile, the Knicks just build and build and build. And they don't go after the Kyrie. They don't go after the Durant. They go after the Jalen Brunson. They go after the Mikal Bridges. They go after the Josh Hart. And then I told you, A-Rod, when I saw that, we're going to use this as a transition period from Cat to Julius Randle. Talk about Minnesota real quick. I said that when I saw that trade, I said, A-Rod, trust us. This is the best thing that ever happened to y'all. And I also said, this is probably the most even trade I've ever seen in my life. Because like I feel like Ant-Man was going to turn up Julius Randle because like they just junkyard dogs. And I feel like Cat was exactly what the Knicks needed. I didn't know it would be to this point where we may see them in the finals. We may see Julius Randle.
I thought it was a 3.
I thought it was a 3. We might see this shit in the finals. So, do you have anything else you want to say about the Knicks? I do want to get to the West Coast real quick because Karl-Anthony Towns, sometimes he's there, sometimes he's not. But for what it's worth, he's exactly what y'all need. Everything that y'all got, PJ Tucker on the bench is exactly what y'all needed. He's like the perfect guy to be on the bench. Everything that y'all have done, it's like this is how you build a championship roster, and that's just my biggest takeaway from everything with this series. Again, it's not over. It's not over. We're about to learn a lot about Jaylen Brown. Because people think last year, Finals MVP, Eastern Conference MVP. Oh, he's the guy. We know Tatum's the guy, right? But Jaylen Brown's got to show us he was worthy of all the accolades he got last year because it got a little contentious in there. And my biggest fear with you, Sammy, is like it's always been like what happens with Tatum and Brown.
You go now. You go now. You go.
Yeah, it's just what happens when it finds like, all right, who's Paul Pierce? Who's Antoine Walker? That was always my biggest fear. Y'all got a championship out of it. Congratulations. But now it's like, here we go again. Because now Jaylen Brown's about to have the team to himself all next year. Shit. But we're about to see what he's made of. Real quick before we go to the West, Sammy, do you feel like there's any hope this season?
Oh, what? You crazy?
A-Rod, do you have any fear?
Here comes Jaylen Brown. Jayson Tatum goes down. Jalen Brunson's town. Knicks in 5, baby.
Golly, you said Knicks in 5. I want to believe that Boston can make this a series because
I want to believe it too.
This playoffs in general has just been like, it's like
it's been electric. It's been electrifying from the Knicks side, more lackluster from Boston.
Watching the Knicks has been electrifying, but everywhere else has been like.
Dave, like I open up Twitter and Dave Portnoy is getting roasted daily, man.
I don't give a shit about that. I honestly I don't give a damn about Dave Portnoy. I actually don't like him at all. But
I don't either. You know what's also crazy, real quick before we go to the West, is that Celtics doc is like very, very good. And hearing the way that they talk and like the players now about the team to watching them play now, like not the same thing. It's not the same thing. It's so weird to see it.
Shout out to Joe Mazzulla. Anyway, we'll get more to the Celtics as we kind of move along a little bit, but because we don't know what's going to happen, but we'll see. But let's go to the West because, like I said, transition. Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards are also benefiting from an injury, right? But I felt, and it started getting weird with Julius Randle this year, but I did feel going into this season, Ant-Man and Julius to me, like they just make sense for each other. We've seen Julius Randle play a lot of his best basketball, especially playoff basketball in his career. Ant-Man, what he did to KD last year, what he did to LeBron and Luka this year, what he's doing to Jimmy Butler, a little bit of Steph. Like we're starting, we've been saying he's the guy. He's got next. And Jayson Tatum has wanted that face of the NBA so much, and Anthony Edwards does not want the face of the NBA so much, and it seems inevitable, right? It's like bro, this is your fucking league, bro. This is yours. But let's talk about Minnesota. Let's talk about Golden State real quick. Are we impressed by Minnesota, Sammy, or are we disappointed by the situation that got Minnesota to where they're at right now? Because we know no Steph, the Lakers just fell flat in their flames. Like, what's your take on that real quick?
Can I say both?
You got to give
Like,
51% to one and 49% to the other.
I'm like disappointed by both. Like, or I should say, I'm disappointed by what I'm seeing from the Timberwolves, and
Yeah.
I'm impressed by what I'm seeing by Golden State to still try and fight for every single game.
Whoa, for real? We talk about a team that's won championships. They better fight. This is what they do. You would expect that from them.
That's the problem is like I think it's probably mostly me.
Yeah.
Like, I hold Anthony Edwards because us last year we had such huge cocks for Anthony Edwards, but I mean his scoring output has been fine, right? But tell me if I'm wrong. There are games and there are moments in the game where he's just absent, like just absent from the
In
game.
what sense? In what sense?
Like he gets the boards, but it's just like he's very passive, and I think
Who's this?
Anthony
Edwards.
Edwards. Like I think he needs to put a stand. Like when you look at a Knicks game, you know Brunson's there, no matter what you do. I feel like sometimes when you're watching the Timberwolves, you don't really know where Anthony Edwards is. You're like, oh, there he is, And Brunson, you're like, no, he's there at every single moment. And I think there's just that difference that I have with when I'm watching the Timberwolves versus when I'm watching like a Knicks game, especially because their positions are similar. But again, this is a team that's obviously weaker now because Steph Curry's not playing, so he could be saving himself for OKC or just waiting for his moment to take over games. But even then, I don't see it like as crazy as I did maybe last year.
Yeah.
If you get what I'm saying. But again, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I really don't think this series is a challenge. Unfortunately, I just don't think that the Warriors have the dogs.
When I watched them play last night without because again, this playoffs has been weird for me to watch. I mean, I have not watched as much playoffs as where I'm watching every second of every game. The first round, I was very tuned in. This second round has just been kind of like, but I watched.
The second round's been the best.
I don't know. I watched last night, and yeah, I saw the fight from Golden State because they should. This is what you guys are supposed to be. This Draymond Green. It doesn't matter what you think about him. He's still the heartbeat of that team that's won 4 championships, right? Jimmy Butler.
But you got Jonathan Kuminga, Buddy Hield, like Jackson Davis, Pajemski. These aren't all vets that have been there.
I know. But we've also have Jimmy Butler, who is supposed to be playoff Jimmy. And everybody has convinced me for years because I was convinced that that's the second coming of Michael Jordan, right? I watched last night. I don't know if he's hurt. I don't know if he's depressed. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who the hell that was. I watched Draymond choke people out again. He choked out DiVincenzo. He almost killed Gobert, but he realized, let me chill out. And then you look at the team, and you really look at that team, and I remember when they traded for Jimmy, I was like, they needed Jimmy so bad.
Wait,
because that team is bad.
You just hold on, A-Rod, back me up here. You just kind of glanced over a name that I think you owe some apologies to.
Who?
Rudy Gobert.
Oh, fuck Rudy Gobert. Listen, what he did to the Lakers in that game, was it 5 or game 6 or whatever? He had 27, 23. I don't know who the hell that was, but I still don't respect Rudy Gobert. He gave everybody COVID.
It's been the absolute game changer for them, though.
When your center is Draymond Green at 6'6", I hope you dominate as a big man. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. Because who they playing? Quentin Post? He's a 3D guy. Not even a D. He's a 3-point shooter. Trace Jackson.
Let me never put a bet on that guy to score 3 points again, please.
Come on.
This guy,
so
man.
I know you. Hold on.
Move
That
on.
bet that you made for Post to get at least 3 points or whatever it was, bro. I was so locked into that bet for you that I kept looking and I saw Post has played 15 minutes and has 0 points.
He's a regular season player. He's definitely not a playoff. He's a great regular season player. But
anyway, move on. Sorry. I just wanted to
Pachinski,
be
like
clear.
you look at that team, they're trash. Golden State is not good. It's literally Steph Curry is so great, and then
Here we go.
he helps Draymond Green be better, and Jimmy Butler is supposed to be this guy. But let's look at Minnesota. Let's be honest. It looks good. Anthony Edwards is a dog. Julius Randle is feeding off that energy, and then all the ancillary pieces showed up.
Where's the what? He will never say the name. He will
Say
never
his
say
name.
the name.
All the other ancillary pieces.
Say his name.
All the other ancillary pieces showed up.
Is
Even
ancillary
the French guy.
a French word?
Even the French guy. Even the French guy. Who's 7'3". I mean, shit, damn.
Can we talk about the real series now? Can we move on to the real series?
Anyway, shout out to Minnesota. Now, the best series to me, even though it's been a kind of boring, weird series, but we know it's going 7. It's like we know this series is going 7, like because it has to.
These are your 2 MVPs, baby.
The 2 MVPs. And it's like, you know what I think of when I watch them play? Because they're both nice guys. I think of that scene where what's that movie?
Sorry to bother you.
Oh, sorry to bother you. Yeah.
Sorry to bother you. It's like that to me. It's like, I hope you have a nice day. You know, your beard looks nice.
I hope you have a nice year.
I hope you smell
Hope you have a better month.
Hope
you have a better year.
You got this Canadian nice dude, Shea, who's just, foul baiter, but he's a nice guy, right? And then you got Jokic, this lovable teddy bear, right? But they're both got that dog inside of them, right? And they both have been giving you glimpses of greatness. As we're speaking right now, it's Game 5, the pivotal Game 5, 2-2. And then right now, the Nuggets do have that lead. But to me, it doesn't matter who wins tonight. This is going 7, right? What have you seen from this series, Sammy? Because what I've seen is it's like two teams who are still – it's like, the beginning rounds of a boxing match where it's still just we don't know what we're seeing yet. It's kind of jab, jab, jab. I think games 5, 6, and 7, we're going to see, all right, this is what it is. But what have you seen from this series so far? Because it's go ahead.
So if you took me back 5 years – or if you got me sitting there on the couch, right, and then I teleported back in time to, let's say, like 2000, what year would that be? 2016, 2015. And then I told you Aaron Gordon would be one of the most clutch playoff shooters in the NBA in the year 2025. I would have laughed in your fucking face. Or I would have laughed in my own face, even though I came from the future and let him know that. That's been really impressive to me.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I really like this series so much. You have a young team that, us on the pod have really liked, have really been following, have been wanting for this next chance for them. Hopefully, maybe they're still too young this year, but we know they're next up. But then you got this other team that's just, I think we all love Russell. So I think we all want this for Russ. I think Aaron Gordon too, just what he's been doing, what he contributes to the team. And then I think we all have a soft spot to Jamal Murray. Like we want him to come back, even though he could be considered one of the right, but he could be considered one of those.
I'm good. I'm good with him.
He could be considered one of those overrated players, right? As we like to talk about with Tyrese Halliburton. But I just you look at
real quick. Who do you love, Tyrese Halliburton or Jamal Murray? We got to do that shit right now.
Oh damn, that's a good one, right?
We got to do that shit right now. Who do you love, Sammy?
I'm probably taking Jamal Murray still.
You're right.
Guy with the ring. It's personal.
Yeah, I have watched it. I've seen this dude destroy LeBron James and Anthony Davis too many times. So yeah, go back.
It's a good one though. It's a good one.
The floor is yours, Sam.
That's a good one. But no, I mean that's all. I think it's a really, really fun series. You got two very likable teams, two well constructed teams. Right? All the pieces contribute to each other. And the other thing that I've been really impressed with is like the shenanigans of Russell Westbrook, right? That dude is at 110% all the time, right? All the damn time.
Yes.
And regardless if he makes a bad play or a bad shot, he's the first one back on defense.
Yep.
And shout out to Nikola Jokic for no matter what, he always makes the right play. If 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 Russell Westbrook is wide open, even though Russell Westbrook missed the last 4 shots, he's passing it to Russell Westbrook.
Quarter three, he might make it.
So again, if you want to watch good basketball, I mean, obviously watch the Knicks like we've been talking about, but I think you watch both of these teams and it's just well matched up basketball. It's a chess match, to be fair. And we have two of the best MVPs that are competing against each other. It's been, it's weight in gold. It's worth all the money in the world to watch this.
And it's like a big man versus a guard, so it's like completely different styles of basketball, but they play smart basketball. Like they both know how to get to their spots. They don't force a lot of situations. It's beautiful to watch. Again, we talk about what's right with basketball because like all we hear all year long is all the negativity. Some of what we're seeing, Jalen Brunson, Nikola Jokic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, we see a lot of what's right with basketball. I agree. A-Rod. So let me ask you this, A-Rod, because like when we look at these teams, because Denver, they fired their coach, championship winning coach, a week and a half before the playoffs start, and here they are in a pivotal game 5 in the second round. Because in my head, if they win this series, we like what if the Nuggets win another championship? You know what I mean? Like, what if they make it back to the playoffs? For what you're seeing, A-Rod, because we talk about the Thunder maybe being too young, and we got the championship pedigree of the Nuggets. Well, I mean, how are you swayed one way or the other from what you've seen, and what have you seen from the series so far?
I think with the Nuggets, I'll always think they're just still too young. You know, I think
Thunder.
Huh?
Nuggets?
The Thunder. I think the Thunder, they're still too young. That's my it's not my gripe. They're going to be fine. It's just how long do they get to hold on to these pieces for and keep trying with it, because they're the basketball team you want to root for. They don't blow shit up. They keep it all in house and maybe go get like one piece. I know what you're doing. Stop. Yeah, exactly. They no pun intended for the John Morant celebration. They go get like a guy go get a guy like Alex Caruso, who's got championship pedigree, to bring that to the team and be like, hey, here's a guy that won a ship with LeBron, learned, tutelized under him, all of that. Let him go.
Shit, Hartenstein.
Great. Yeah, Hartenstein came. He goes from one nitty-gritty team to another nitty-gritty team. He's a little bit older too. So the thing with the Nuggets, though, and I keep going down these rabbit holes. Twitter's like the worst place in the world, man. Like you said about Russell Westbrook, I feel like the media has an absolute hate for this man. Like every time I go on Twitter, it's always something kind of slander for Russell Westbrook. And I hate seeing it because I know Brody goes out there and just plays the game. Probably not the way you want him to play, but goddamn, when we were younger and we were in college and he was coming up, we were impressed.
He loves basketball, bro.
When he won that MVP, when he won that MVP, we were like, my goddamn, a triple double, and now we're seeing a center do it. We're just like, holy shit. He made it. It was Oscar Robinson in the past. It was dead for the longest, and then Brody brought it back. And I feel like he just gets a bad rap wherever he goes. He does a lot for the community that he's in. He gives back a lot. He may not be the best team player that you think he is, but I truly feel that he knows his role, and when he has the open shot, he's going to take that open shot. Whoa. And even Jokic, like you said, Jokic knows if he's open in that corner, I'm just going to throw it him. If he makes it, he makes it. If not, that's number 32 rebound for me right there. I'm grabbing, so it is what it is. But the Nuggets, they got the best head coach and the player coach and Nikola Jokic, it looks like. He rallies the troops. He does everything. I take back everything I said about this guy, that he doesn't like basketball. I think he really loves basketball, man. And he's really good at it, and you're seeing it. And this team knows it's his. But also, Sammy says a bunch of good things before I can even speak. if you were to tell me in the past, because he was in a movie and he was the villainary basketball player, Aaron Gordon, he was supposed to be the next best thing coming out of Arizona. We thought he was going to be Paulo Banchero-esque, and he was just, Timu Paulo Banchero.
Timu Blake Griffin.
Yeah, exactly.
Timu Blake Griffin, yes.
Yeah, so this guy's takes going somewhere else for you to be better. Orlando hampered him. He went somewhere where he had a role, knew his role, and when he's got to shine, he shines, man. Maybe it was growing out dreads, who knows? But Duke can ball. I'm proud of the man he's become over there too. But that team too, they're another one that they don't blow it up. They keep no offense to Ja. They don't blow it up. They keep they keep the shit there, and they might bring in another piece. But I still like the Nuggets in this one.
Yeah, as of right now, I mean, it's only still the first half. I mean, they have a nice little 9, 11 point lead right now. But again, 5, 6, 7, to me, this is a 7-game series. Regardless, again, we could be wrong, obviously, but this has been the most entertaining, I guess, of the series. If A-Rod, who you picking to win the series? You picking the Nuggets? You picking
Nuggets, man. Nuggets. I like Shea, but I want Brody to get one.
Who you got, Sammy?
I got the Nuggets. I want Russell Westbrook to get his.
We all do. We're all fans, man.
After LeBron lost, I was like, all right, now where do I go? To me, I was like, I love Anthony Edwards. So like, it was either Anthony Edwards, but then I remember I watched Russell Westbrook play against the Clippers, and he had that dunk, and he got the technical foul, and he didn't give a shit. Like, yeah, I was like, I remember how much I love Russell Westbrook, so I'm taking the Nuggets. And I would like, to me, I'll be so happy to see if Russell Westbrook could get a ring on his way out of this league. If he could get one ring, everything was worth it. Like Kevin Durant, all that shit he went through with Kevin Durant leaving him high and dry in OKC. If he could get a ring here with Jokic, to me that would be a nice story.
This might be crazy of me to say, but like for our era, like growing up, like I don't know anybody more deserving than to get a ring.
Oh,
than that guy.
1,000%.
Like the MVPs.
Last year, Al Horford, to me, I was so happy with Al Horford. So happy. This year, that's kind of like my Al Horford of the year. Like, man, if Russ could get a ring this year, bro, oh my God, that would be so beautiful to me. Because like everybody else, they're young. Like OKC will be back, Minnesota will be back, New York will be back, Indiana's young. Like all these teams, if Russ could get a ring on his way out, the way the Clippers and the Lakers and Washington and Houston, he just got just getting bounced around the league. For him to carve out this role for him with the Nuggets, and they really embrace him. Like even when he screws up, like when he screwed up with the Lakers, oh my God, the world was ready to just retire.
He was still like always the first guy back on defense. Like he was you know what I mean? Like first guy challenging to get a steal, to get the rebound, to do everything. It's like he's been playing the same way his whole career. And
exactly.
You gotta respect that.
And we talk about how much we love.
And that's another thing is like he does so much on the court. It's like, look at that gets overlooked. We expect him to score 30, 10, and 10 every time, and we know that that's not the point. But he'll get you 10, 15. He'll get you a couple rebounds, couple assists. But like you said, first one back on defense, trying to make something happen, trying to change the course of the game, put them back in content or in a position to score more. So I always got respect for Brody, man.
All right, man. Well, I think we're all rocking with the Nuggets here. So all right. Outside of that, that's the NBA. Once we get to, I think. Next week, I'm not sure. I think I heard A-Rod's going to be. You said Portugal, A-Rod?
Portugal.
Okay, Ronaldo, I see you, dog. So
Thank you, boy.
We may still do the show without you, A-Rod. We'll let you know.
That's fine. I might call. You never know.
But by the time you're back, we'll see we'll probably have a better picture, like idea of what the NBA Finals is looking like and everything like that. Obviously, look across the landscape of everything else. We'll kind of get to other stuff going on next week. I know Players in the NFL, rookies are getting rookie deals. I know the NFL schedule is being released, so we'll talk about that as well. The Eagles opened it up against the Cowboys. So
By the time
Jerry's going
A-Rod comes
past
back, we can talk about the Champions League final that's coming.
that too. We can talk about the Europa too, baby. We can talk about the Europa, baby.
Oh, need a fight, man.
What?
Tottenham United.
We
Tottenham
can't do
United.
that. We
Come
can't
on,
talk
bro.
about the Europa finals.
Who did you guys play? Like
It's
Schlagenheim?
not even
Like
a league.
FC?
Chill
Like,
out, bro.
you
Chill
guys
out.
beat like
We
Schlagenheim.
need something to make me feel better, dog. Come on, bro. I'm going through some shit. I
No.
need this.
They beat some little pueblo in freaking Chile.
No, but how funny would it be that in the last, like, what? I think it's been 6 years, United have made, if they win, United would have made the Champions League by the same way twice by winning Europa.
You gotta do something, bro. You gotta
They're
do
like a
something.
12th place team in their league.
You gotta get it out the mud. That's the theme of this podcast today. You gotta get it out the mud, okay? So, by any means, Jalen Brunson, Manchester United, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Man City, Man U in 5. And that's all I got. A-Rod, you got it. What do you want to let your naysayers know today? Outside of the Knicks, but go ahead.
Nothing outside of Knicks, but job's not done, man. We got to go to Boston. As Sammy says, it's done, but Boston's a whole nother thing. They love their team. They're going to stand by their team. Bill Simmons is going to be there. The Pizza Man's going to be there. Fucking Matt Damon might be there. I don't know, man, but it ain't like the Garden. I'll tell you that. It ain't like how the Garden showed up yesterday.
It is,
And I'm not trying to diss Boston, man, but it's going to be tough to beat them there. So. Job's not done.
Sorry
When
that we
job's
don't
done,
have Timothy Chalamet and Kylie Jenner sitting courtside.
Excuse me, Mariska Hargitay is not going to be here. Sorry.
That's all I hear is wah. I want another championship because I want to be like Tom Brady of the NBA. Wah.
Sammy, naysayers, what you got?
Hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard.
Tell them.
I like it.
Soldier Boy, tell them. And you know what? My A-Rod, they try to write me off. I'm trying so hard not to write back. I'm trying so hard not to write back, man. I gotta
Nico Harrison's writing back.
Hey, facts. So we're gonna see, but things are gonna turn around. Bro, because that's the old. What did Michael Jordan say? Oh, shout out to Michael Jordan. About to be I don't know what his role is going to be with the NBA and NBC, but Amazon Prime and NBA and NBC, they put together rosters. So shout out to Michael Jordan, but Michael Jordan did say the ceiling is the roof. So the ceiling is the roof, naysayers. That's all I got to say. A-Rod, where can they find us at?
Real quick before I rattle off for it, I want to see how Nico Harrison comes back to this next press conference. If he's going to come with a pep in his step, like
I want to see how he's dressed.
that too, yeah.
If he puts some like
if he got Stacey Adams on, then you know.
You put some shit on, I'm like, all right, bro. I see you, dog.
Oh man, because he looked like he just rolled out of bed every day. He's like, shit, I lost Steph Curry and I traded Luka. Fuck.
I traded Luka. Adam Silver's on page. I said pager. Adam Silver on the pager. Don't worry, bro. We go to the payphone. We good.
Jesus. All right. You can find us on Twitter at @fair_weatherpod. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Search for Fair Weather Podcast. Wherever you subscribe or listen to podcast audio, you can catch us there. Search the Fair Weather Podcast. Take it away, words of wisdom.
Sammy, take us away with the words of wisdom.
It's gonna be the third time now, but hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard.
Let's keep it a buck. Sammy, he's got this Pokemon shirt on, Ash Ketchum, Brock, and Misty with
Good Kid, Mad City.
Come on now. Shirt, that's the shirt of the year right there. So I'm about to rob him and steal it.
I got one for you next week. You'll like.
I bet. I can't wait. With that being said, show me a gun. Adios. We outside. I hope it stopped. I don't know if it stopped. It looks like it's still.
Oh my God.